Wait, oh, we're on? Sorry. Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be building a bait for Danny Ray. If you've seen our videos in the past, you've heard me talk about Danny Ray. Danny Kimball runs a YouTube channel, Praising Jesus in the Great Outdoors. Danny, he's supported us since before we had the business, from the beginning. He's tried out baits for us, helped us find problems, and helped us find ways to fix them. But this week, he called with a special request, wanting a football jig. Now that ain't like old Danny, so I know he's up to something. So I just decided, well, that's what we'll do this week. We'll build a football jig. So let's get to it. All right, folks, we're back out in the bait shop getting ready to pour Danny Ray's jigs up. The lead's hot and melted, and if you notice, my jig mold is sitting on top of the lead pot. The reason I do that, while the lead is melting, my jig mold is getting warm, it's getting hot, and that helps us to have a lot more even pours. So let me get a little zoomed in and we'll get started pouring. So old Danny Ray, I don't know what he's up to, but I can't wait to find out. But he specifically asked for a football jig. So let me show you what the mold that I use. Do It makes the mold. I get it from Barlow's, and this is their football jig. I'm going to open it up, and if you notice, when you look at the, this thing is hot, but right here, this will take either a 90-degree hook or a right angle hook or a straight hook. We're going to be using the right angle today. The hook is a VMC 7218BN, and it's in a 4/0. So let's get to it. All right, first thing I do is put my base hole pin in. What this does, this makes our hole for the weed guard. And then we're going to set the hook in there. Be sure you wear your gloves and use forceps because this mold is hot. All right, that looks good. So all we need to do now is close it up. And let's get to pouring. All right, folks, we're ready to pour it up, but I wanted to talk to you about these numbers on the top of this mold. This mold has cavities that'll shoot a 1/8, a 1/4, a 3/8, and a 1/2 ounce football jig. It is not uncommon for me to pour it in the wrong cavity, so I numbered it to try to keep that from happening. So let's get Danny's jig poured up. All right, let's see what it looks like. And as usual, it looks like it's a good pour. These Do It molds are great. So all we need to do now is get the sprue off of it and clean it up. It'll be ready for paint and get it tied up. That looks good and ready to go to paint now. So we'll get it painted and then we'll head back in and get it tied up. To get started with, I'm just going to put a little dot of some Sally Hansen's on here. You can use super glue or any other clear fingernail polish, or again, I'm not 100% sure that it's even necessary, but this is how I learned and I just never stopped. So then we're going to start tying our thread on. Once we get a few layers on, we can go ahead and cut this tag off. We're going to take it all the way back to the collar and then back up to the head. Now we're going to start with our first layer. Just going to lay it up here. We're going to put 3 real loose wraps. We're just trying to hold it on top because we may need to move it around some. Now see, it's really short on the front side, so we just need to move it up. And There we go. Now we're good and even. So now we're just going to spread it around the head. Just mashing down on it towards the hook shank, kind of back towards the head, and rolling it around as we go. We're going to flip around and do it the other way. We're just going to keep doing that till we get all the way to the center. Get them met up. Make sure we got good coverage everywhere. So now let's put a clippy on here. Do the same on this end. And then I like to try to pull the thread right up next to the head. Again, not 100% sure that's necessary. It's just one of those things I always do. Then I'm going to squeeze with these two fingers and mash down on the top. And then I'm going to pull tight. And there we go. I feel it stop pulling. And then we're going to put 4 tight wraps. So I got 4 good wraps on it. I'm going to look around, make sure we don't have any trapped. There are a couple of small little areas, but I can fix these right here. We've got to be real careful not to trap that silicone, because once you get towards the end, it's a lot harder to cover. So now we're going with our second layer. Just going to put it even with this front one, because we already measured the first one, so I know it's going to fit. Lay that skirt, same thing, 3 loose wraps. We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to push down towards the shank, push towards the head, and we're rotating it around as we go. Let's go back the other way. Make sure we got good even coverage for it. And let it meet all the way up. Alright, let's turn it around and check on it. I'm going to slide my thread up. Get me another clip on it here. This seems to, if I do this and get it pretty tight, it helps me to not trap the silicone in the wraps when I'm wrapping. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to squeeze on it, mash down with my top finger. The reason I do that, when I start to pull down on this thread, all of that silicone will try to roll around that hook, and it usually doesn't do it evenly. So I hold it in place, pull that down good and tight, and then I get me 4 good wraps. 1, we go. So we got it cut now. So now all we need to do is put our weed guard in. So I'm going to get another one of these clips here to help hold this down out of the way when I'm putting that weed guard on. Here's another little hint. Make sure this little tab's not sticking straight up, or it'll be in the way of your weed guard. So we're going to put this in back in the vise. Get a little drop of super glue. Just 1 drop's all we need. Now we used to stop right here. This was all we did. We didn't put anything else in it. But thanks to Danny Ray, he realized that he lost a couple of weed guards, so we started testing them with a pair of pliers and found out they pulled out way easier than what we wanted. So now we've started putting some UV resin on it to help hold this thing in here, because I don't want them coming out. So we're just going to put one little drop right there. Flip it up in the vise real quick. I usually just tap on it a little bit. Helps it kind of get dispersed around the weed guard. Once I get it like I like it, and I put the UV light on it. Doesn't take a long time with the UV light, just a few seconds. All I'm doing with this right now is trying to keep it from running and let it set up. And then from here we'll put it in our UV light box, and it'll stay in there for a little bit until everything gets good and hard. But we're ready to go to the UV box now. So we got it out of the UV box. It's all good and hard, and that thing's not going anywhere. The only thing we have left to do is trim this skirt up a little. So I just put my fingers on it, get it all nice and even. Well, I'm struggling with it. I get it all good and even. I'm not trying to cut it real short. I just want them good and straight, even. I'm gonna hold it over my little basket in this drawer and cut it off. So I generally intentionally leave these skirts a little bit long. That allows whoever gets it to trim it to whatever trailer they've got on it. But there's our finished product. That thing looks good, and I feel like it's going to get bit. Well, we got Danny fixed up, got his bait built. Actually, we got a pile of them built for him. But here's the one that we built here today on the video. I'll get you some close-up pictures of it in just a little bit. I hope you enjoyed what we did today. I hope maybe you learned something from it. If you liked what you saw, you want us to keep going, please subscribe, like, and share it with somebody else. So glad y'all are here with us. Hope you enjoyed it, and y'all get to fishing.